بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعزائي طلبة وطلبات شهادة الثانوية العامة قسم رياضات لغات، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اليوم سنتناول مراجعة عامة على مادة الاستاتيكا. بالطبع احنا عارفين مادة الاستاتيكا هي إحدى فروع مادة تطبيقية، وهي عليها 30 درجة متقسمة على 18 سؤال في امتحان البوكلت. 18 سؤال منهم 10 أسئلة اتليست مالتي تشويس، وطبعا الاختيار متعدد. مهم جدا انك انت قبل ما تختار الاجابه لابد انك تتاكد ان الاجابه دي صحيحه ام ليست صحيحه، عن طريق ممكن تكتب، لان امتحان البوكلت فيه متاح لك ورقه اجابه في كل او اجابه لكل سؤال، فمهم جدا انك تتاكد من اختيار الاجابه الصحيحه قبل الاختيار في الاجابه النهائيه. Welcome my dear student in our math program for secondary 3. Today we are taking general revision about static. Static is very important subject, one of two applied math. Applied math consists of dynamic and static. Static has 30 marks. Don't forget. Exam in booklet has 18 questions at least. 18 consists of 10 multi-choice and 8 problems. My dear student, look at the first example. A rod is attached, hang in vertically wall from one of its ends. At X and Y, algebraic components. My dear student, a rod is attached, hang in vertical wall from one of its end A. X and Y are two algebraic components of resultant. If X equals 3 kilogram weight, Y 4 kilogram weight, then the resultant reaction equals what? Kilogram weight. Choose the correct answer. 5, 7, 1, root 7. Answer is 5. Why? My dear student, R equals square root x square plus y square. 3 power 2 9, 4 power 2 16. Answer is 5. Body of weight 12 kilogram weight placed on horizontal rough ground, and the static friction force, static coefficient between the body and plane is 0.25 or mu equals 0.25. Force of magnitude 2 kilogram weight act in the body to generate a friction force F. My dear student, we have body, its weight 12 kilogram weight placed on horizontal rough ground, and static friction force between the body and the plane is 0.25. A force of magnitude 2 kilogram weight act in the body to generate a friction force. Then choose the correct answer. R more than 0, smaller than 2, R more than 2, smaller than 3, or R smaller than or equal 3, more than or equals 2, or R more than 3. My dear student, the correct answer is R more than or equal 2 and smaller than or equal 3. Why? My dear student, by using reaction force, we know that R more than or equal 2 and smaller than or equal 3. Look at another example. The center of gravity of 3 equal mass, each of 2 kilogram, placed at vertices of right angle triangle ABC, whose lengths of the two legs of right angle are 3 centimeter and 4 centimeter at the opposite figure. My dear student, what is the center? of gravity of 3 equal mass, each of 2 kilogram, placed at vertices of right angle triangle whose length the two legs of the right angle at 3 centimeter and 4 centimeter is. Choose the correct answer. 1, 4 over 3, its coordinate. 2, 7 over 6, 4 over 3y. 3, 4 over 3, 1, 4, 1 over 2. The center of gravity is very important lesson. When we have three mass act at vertices of A, B, C. In any triangle, the center of gravity is centroid. Act at centroid. What is the centroid of A, B, C? My dear student, centroid, its coordinate x and y. X equal x1 plus x2 plus x3 over 3. Y equals y1 plus y2 plus y3 over 3 in any triangle. But my dear student, this example ABC, right angle triangle at B, and we have two legs 3, 4, and we deduce that the hypotenuse equals 5. Then look at, my dear student, the correct answer in this example. My dear student, the answer is 1 and 4 over 3. Why? Because we have the origin point 0, 0, point A, and point C 0, 4, point B 3, 0. Then by using 0 plus 0 plus 3 centroid over 3, 4 plus 0 plus 0 over 3, answer is 1 and 4 over 3. 3 over 3 equals 1, 4 over 3 equal 1 and third or 4 over 3. The forces F, Ki plus 4G minus K act at point A, 1, 2, 2. Component of moment about y-axis equals 7. Component, my dear student, of the moment about y-axis equals 7. My dear student, what mean a component of moment about y-axis? Remember this rule. Component of moment about y-axis equal z fx minus x fz. What you mean? Z fx. We have, my dear student, the force F. 3 dimensions. K, 4, negative 1. K is fx. Fy, 4. Fz, negative 1. And you have point A. Its coordinate x, y, z. X is 1, y is 2, z is 2. Then we deduce that component of moment about y-axis has rule. What is the rule? Z fx minus x fz. After substitution to find the value of the required. The required is k equal what? Choose the correct answer. 3, 6, 7, or 4. The correct answer 3 by using the rule k equal 3. The correct answer is 3. The moment of the forces 30 root 2 about the point B equals what? In the opposite figure we have AC equal 2 centimeter, CB equal 4 centimeter, and measure angle A equal 135. We have forces 20 root 2 act at A, the required moment about B. Look at moment about B equal R times F. What is the R? Position vector or magnitude of perpendicular from B to this point. Choose the correct answer. 180, negative 180, 60 root 2, negative 60 root 2. Correct answer, negative 180. Why negative? Because, my dear student, with clockwise, we resolve the forces 30 root 2 into two components. Then, moment about B, negative 30 root 2, cosine 45 times 2, then answer is negative 180. My dear student, if mu s and mu k are static and kinetic coefficient of friction between two bodies, then mu s equals mu k, or mu s smaller than mu k, or mu s more than mu k, or non-relation. My dear student, we know the correct answer, number 3, mu s more than mu k. My dear student, in static friction force and kinetic friction force, we know that static friction force more than kinetic friction force. If we have big body and we can't move it, the body need too big force to move. If the body is moved, then need too small force to move. Then we deduce that static friction force more than kinetic friction force. Then also we deduce that coefficient of static friction force more than kinetic friction force. Then, my dear student, mu s more than mu k. Why? Because Fs more than Fk. My dear student, look at another example. The following figure represents a door with a hang A. If a force acts on the door, which of the following figures has greatest moment about A? My dear student, we have a door with a hang A. If a force acts on the door, which of the following figures has greatest moment about A? Look at number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Which correct answer? Number 1. Why? Because the F perpendicular to the line of the act at A. A uniform ladder of length 1 meter and weight of magnitude 20 kilogram weight rests with its end A on a rough horizontal floor and with its end B on a smooth vertical wall. My dear student, we have uniform ladder. What do you mean uniform ladder? Excellent student, its weight act at midpoint. Length 1 meter or 100 centimeter. Its weight magnitude 20 kilogram weight. Rest with its end A and rough horizontal floor and with its end B on a smooth vertical wall. The ladder is in equilibrium in a vertical plane perpendicular to the line of intersection of the wall with the floor by a string whose one of its end is attached at point C that lies vertically below B and on the line of intersection of the wall with the floor, such as the string is perpendicular to the ladder if the end A is about to slide away from the wall. When the magnitude of the tension in the string is 5 kilogram weight, what is the required? Find coefficient of friction between the ladder and the floor. My dear student, the required is find coefficient of friction between the ladder and the floor. My dear student, look at ladder AB. The ladder AB between the wall and the ground. R2 is reaction at A, R1 reaction at B. Look at the weight of the ladder equal 20 at midpoint. Midpoint of ladder at point O. BO equal 50 centimeter, but AO equals 50 centimeter. We have the ground is rough. Then we have mu R or mu R2. And the angle between the ladder and the ground is theta. We have tension, T. The tension is, my dear student, has two components. The tension T sine theta in horizontal, T cosine theta in vertical. Then we have three rules. Some x equals 0, some y equals 0, and moment at point equals 0. We have R1, R2, mu, and tension are unknown. To find the value of the coefficient, look at, my dear student, we find the length of AC square, AE times AB under square root, AC equals 6 centimeter. Also BC square, Pythagoras theorem, equals 80 centimeter. Then, my dear student, find the value of sine theta, 80 over 100 equal 4 over 5. Also cosine theta equal 3 over 5. Then we form the first equation, R1 equal T sine theta plus R mu R2. Therefore, R1 equal 4 over 5 times 4 plus mu R2. Then the relation between R1 and R2, R2 equals 20 plus 2 cosine theta, R2 equals 20 plus 3 over 5 times 5, then R2 equal 23. Then, my dear student, we find moment about A equal 0, moment about A equal 5 times 36 plus 20 times 50 cosine theta minus R times 100 sine theta equals 0 to find the value, or but substitution about cosine theta and sine theta. Then to find the value of R1 equal 39 over 4. Mu equals 1 over 4. Look at the important example. My dear student, find lamina of uniform thickness and density in the form of trapezium. ABCD, in which measure angle A equal measure angle B equals 90 degrees. CD equal 40 centimeter, AD equal 60 centimeter. AB equals 120 centimeter. The distance between the center of gravity of lamina are both AD and AB. Measure angle A, measure angle D, each one equals 90 degrees. My dear student, we have trapezium A, B, C, D, and we know that A equal measure angle A equal measure angle D, each one equal 90 degrees. In the opposite figure, my dear student, we know that DC equal 40 centimeter and AH or AD equals 60 centimeter, but AB equals 80 centimeter. My dear student, distance between the center of gravity of lamina and both A, D and AB rectangle, we suppose, or we divided the trapezium at rectangle and triangle. Rectangle AHCD, its center of gravity 2030, midpoint of diagonals, and triangle HBC. find C1 or x1 plus x2 plus x3 over 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 over 3, centroid equals 200 over 3 and 40. What is the area of a rectangle? Length times width. 4 times 60 equals 2400. Area of a rectangle, half base times height. Then half base times height equals 2400. My dear student, by using k, it's a width times 20 plus k times 20 over 3 over k plus k, and k times 30 plus k times 40 over 3. Answer is 130 over 3 and 35. My dear student, look at important example. ABCD is quadrilateral in which AB equals 4 centimeter, BC equals 3 centimeter, CD equals DA equals 6.5 centimeter. Measure angle ABC equals 90 degrees. Forces of magnitude 8, 6, 13 and 13 Newton act along AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. Prove that the system of forces is equivalent to a couple and calculate the norm of its moment. My dear student, the required is prove that the system of forces is equivalent to couple and calculate the norm of its moment. Look at the opposite figure. ABCD is quadrilateral, 4 sides. We have AB equal 4 centimeter, BC equal 3 centimeter. Forces act at AB 8, BC equal 6, AD equal 6.5 and CD 13 Newton. My dear student, we know that if ABC is right angle triangle at B, then AC equals 5. Square root 3 power 2 plus 4 power 2 equals 5. And we have two forces, 13 and 13, act at AD and DC, 13 Newton. The required find or prove that the system of forces is equivalent to a couple and find or calculate the norm of its moment. My dear student, look at the solution. At the first, we find AC by using Pythagoras theorem equals 5. Also, DH equals 6.5 for all power 2 minus 2.5 for all power 2 equals 6 centimeter. Then we know that 4 over 8 equal 1 over 2. 6 over 3 over 6, 1 over 2. 6.5 over 13, 1 over 2. If we divided the length over the force of each forces with lengths, answer is constant 1 over 2. Moment norm, we multiply 2 times 2 times half times 3 times 4 plus half times 5 times 6. My dear student, we know that in the moment or moment couple, if the ratio is constant 1 over 2, 1 over 2, this is 4 over 8. What do you mean 4 over 8? The length over the force. Then the force over the length equals 2. 2 is K or constant of cup. The constant is 2. Then norm of moment equals 2 times K or the ratio multiply area of triangle. We have, my dear student, two triangles. The first triangle, its length 2 legs 3, 4. Second 5, 6. Area of the first, half times 3 times 4. Area of the second, half times 5 times 6. Then we deduce that the non-couple equals what? Equals 84. My dear student, by the end of the general revision, we know that static exam has 18 problems, 10 multi-choice, and 8 problems about unit 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. My dear student, I'm very happy to spend such time with you. Thank you. Goodbye.